Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Epic Land. I'm Dane, and this is Bromaria.
Nice to be here. Epic
Yeah,
Clan 48.
yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds
We
right.
should
We,
know
we've
that.
done a lot of
We've done
these.
a lot.
We've
Yeah,
done a lot of these.
they're adding up.
Yeah, first Group A today. Lots of exciting games to be played. Molten RosscO coming up next.
Yeah, so a pretty strong PvP. Both players definitely out of their element with this current patch. It needs to be said. As a Protoss player, I'm kind of interested in what they cook up and how they approach the matchup.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, process change probably the most out of many other races with a new update. A lot of changes to build orders, different styles, whether or not you change your gateways to warp gates or you just leave them as gateways. So yeah, really exciting to see what both of these players come up with here.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. These guys are ready, so we're gonna start our game. Have you seen any games from Molten or
Yes,
RosscO lately?
he only started playing on the patch last night. They were his first games on any of them on the 8 worker start. And yeah, I can say they've not been going great for him.
Yeah, well, it's definitely hits Protoss players pretty badly. So, but PvP, at least you can say it's balanced.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so in the top right-hand corner on Washout Alley, we have our Scottish Protoss. He is RosscO.
And spawning in the bottom left position as the yellow Protoss player, playing the team Gold Masters is Molten.
Oh, middle mouse does that. That's new.
And what do we have here? There is a probe going across the map. Now, we know there's a lot of changes, but one thing that hasn't changed is a probe across the map at the start of a game only means one thing:
Proxy Gate.
proxy gate.
The question I have is this going to be Proxy Gate Forge, which I know Molten really likes?
No, so Molten asked me for some quick and dirty builds leading up into the series. So now that we're in the game, I can spoil it a little bit. This is going to be a 2 gate into Cyber, into Stalkers after the first 2 Zealots.
Someone did that against me on ladder today. I did not realize it was a thing.
Yeah,
I had my 2 adepts coming out of my gateway, and by the time they were halfway built, a stalker and 2 zealots walked up my ramp.
yeah.
It was pretty cool.
So
And
yeah.
when I say cool, I mean infuriating.
Now there's 2 ways that this game can go down. RosscO can scout this, see that it's coming, and apply his defense to that. He doesn't see it's coming, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so the small adjustment that I've made from now going forward is just every time I send my scout out, I just pop him down to the
Yeah.
bottom out here because
And it looks like
it's got
RosscO isn't
it's got
scouting.
to be quite close. Yeah, and he's not going to do it. So this is going to be pretty scary.
Yep. So of course RosscO's going to go across the side of the map and see that there's nothing in the natural over main base of Molten, and the alarm bells are going to be ringing, and it's just whether or not he can wall in time, and whether or not he chooses to put a forge down just to be safe.
I mean, you say that, but we actually don't know that RosscO is going to scout the main base
Wow.
because it actually looks like this probe is going to be building a proxy pylon somewhere out on the map. I could be wrong about that. Maybe he's just taking a really roundabout way to go scout, just to make sure that there's no proxies out there. But I don't know. It looks, it definitely. I don't know about you, but that looks like a proxy probe to me.
It does. It's an interesting.
But that it'll have to be the third pylon for that one, which again, it would be late for the tech. So yeah, I guess actually no, he's just.
And is Molten actually banking the Zealots? He is. Okay, this is going to be interesting because he's going to actually wait. Oh, he's actually sent them in now. This is bad timing in this for Molten. He should have either gone straight away, or he should have banked them for the Stalkers.
Yeah, and unfortunately, going for the adepts, I feel like is probably the worst case scenario here, right? Like, he needs to get this walled off ASAP. Those adepts are already, well, they're whittling down that zealot, but obviously the stalker is going to be there soon. Doesn't look too bad actually. All we need to do is get a wall off and a battery, and then we'll be okay. But yeah, these 2 stalkers are coming out, and they're
And actually, the Adept shade away. There's nothing else left for RosscO here in the main base at the moment. A Stalker's about to pop, and with the probes, it might be okay, but it's taking a lot of economic damage here.
Yeah, this is kind of a scary thing because you're losing mining time. We've now equalized the workers, so Molten has made up for the fact that he started with a lower worker count. The workers do need to get some of these stalkers killed.
Oh,
Because
one of the Stalkers have
it's
actually got
snowballing.
surrounded. That's. Oh, this is
Oh,
gonna
and
be
another
difficult.
one going down.
And the
So
2 Adepts across the other side of the map are just going to absolutely destroy Molten's mineral line.
oh yeah, this is incredible stuff. Yeah, so this looks like actually a really good situation for RosscO. It was looking a little bit scary, but he kept making the stalkers. I really like that he managed to kill that kind of first adept, and then he didn't panic and like do a big
Yeah.
wall off like probably I would have done. He actually kept cool and realized, you know what, with these two stalkers and a probe pole, I can hold this. And the adepts cleaning up on the other side of the map is just absolutely brutal for Molten.
Yeah, a slight fantasy GG timing here coming out of Molten, I feel. I'd be quite impressed if he could manage to bring that back. And there we go. It's short and sweet there.
So not really a whole lot to say about that game. It was an attempted cheese. Wasn't super scouted. I mean, I guess the way it caught me out, that build, is I was doing a really, really late scout because I was doing a proxy Stargate build.
Yeah.
So I never scouted it, and then all of a sudden they show up and you've got nothing. You've delayed your like if you do the proxy Stargate and you delay. Because on the new patch you don't quite have enough money to go for 2 gateway units and a proxy. So if you like delayed your gateway units, then it's really scary. But I think if you get your gateway units on time, like RosscO did, it's not that bad, right?
No, and I mean, it was a bit unfortunate for Molten that RosscO did go double adept just because they are a lot better against the initial zealots. You know, if that was a Stalker Sentry, for example, the zealots could have been in, and it would have been a lot quicker, lot slower for them to actually kill the zealots.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to make sure we make the second game here. Yeah, Eternity's Edge will be the second map, so we'll get that hosted up. There we go.
Yeah, our turn is Edge is going to be map 2.
And we need
Molten.
RosscO and Molten. Add him as a friend.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Molten comes out with this game too. I think, you know, he's used his ace card as you will, and whether or not he just tries to play something more standard.
Yeah, I mean, Molten does have a lot of good cheese builds.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
I don't know if he's got anything on this patch other than that. So yeah, maybe just like a normal cannon rush. I can't see him fancying his chances in a macro game, but you never know.
No, exactly. I think, you know, maybe he knows that there's 4 gates now again, 3 gates, and start to apply that sort of gateway pressure. But here we are.
All right. So once again, in our top left-hand corner, gotta remember not to do that. In our top left-hand corner, hailing from Scotland, he is RosscO.
And spawning in the bottom right position, playing for Team Goldmasters, it is the Protoss player, Molten.
Okay, so no probes heading across the map. First thing.
Yeah.
That's a positive sign.
Yeah, I think that's just something that you can do once a series, and it's done.
Yeah, you definitely can't just do that every game,
No,
right?
exactly.
That's because all you do is check in the bottom. Yeah, no,
RosscO is going to be diligent in his scouting this time, making sure to check his natural, making sure there's nothing sneaky going on.
I mean, it would be interesting to see if Molten did it again anyway. Just because, like, who would possibly do that? Who would be stupid enough to do that? And then just do it, but like like you said, go faster with the first 2 zealots, so that it's a lot scarier. One of the things I did notice in that last game was RosscO double pyloned the gates.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know whether that was intentional or reaction to the
because that's like the way you lose, right? You lose that pylon, you can't get your adepts out or whatever, and then it's GG. But so it seems like a relatively reasonable adjustment to make.
Yeah. One thing that I actually do like seeing in the new patch is the different ways that Protoss players are chrono boosting, how they're utilizing that, when they're going to use it. And I think it's a really interesting dynamic as we're all learning the game again, essentially.
Yeah, so whether or not you decide to save it until you scout or whether or not you use it straight away.
Yeah.
And it looks like I need to be able to see. Yeah, so a little bit of chrono sort of building up from Molten here, as well as RosscO. So I don't know. If it were me, I don't know, maybe I'm doing this wrong, but I tend to spend that chrono straight away.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. So I use my first chrono between 6 and 7 seconds, and then I use the second chrono as soon as it's available.
Yeah, so it's interesting from both of these guys that they're saving it up. It might be that we just haven't really optimized the builds yet. It might be that they are wanting to get some gateway units out as quickly as possible, and they're feeling like that's a useful way to do it. I mean, we are seeing a proxy Stargate from Molten, so he
So
is cooking something up.
Molten just watched me play my first games against Petit Drogo,
Okay.
where in game 2 of that series I did a proxy Oracle build, which was super close. Drogo had 0, Pro was left, and I had 1. I ended up losing it in the end, so I think he might have taken some inspiration from that game here.
Yeah, it's a great equalizer. Now this is interesting from RosscO. He's just realizing, you know what? There's not a lot of units in Molten's base right now.
Yep.
I'll just drop some pylons. And with the fast warp-ins on the pylons in the new patch, once he gets warp gate, he can start potentially popping in some adepts there. I also like this from RosscO. I know he loves to do
Oh
this.
no!
He just makes it slightly annoying for people to wall off. But yeah, these two adepts getting in and absolutely massacring these probes.
Nice around, but when you're doing such an all-in build like Molten is with the oracles, this is really not ideal.
Yeah, you just can't afford. Like, look, now he can't saturate those gases. He does already have the Oracle in production, but actually this is even more brutal. RosscO realizing exactly what this is,
Yep.
finding the proxy pylon. I just can't imagine this will do any damage. You just, I mean, what you could do right now, just pop a battery in your main, yeah, just like that, and he just has to deflect this one stalker or this one Oracle.
Yeah, I think this is turning out to be quite a quick series. Warp Gate's almost finished for RosscO. He's got proxy pylons in Molten's base. There's not going to be anything there to defend. I just don't know what Molten can do here.
Yeah, he does have the Oracle plus the Adepts, but because RosscO hasn't expanded, he can just keep all his Stalkers and the battery in one place. And
Yep.
there's no way that you're going to get a good trade with these Adepts and Oracle, right? Like it's just not going to happen. Oops.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to edge scroll if you this? All right.
2 worker
okay.
kills there.
Yeah.
And it is evened up, but there's 2 more adepts in Molten's base. And
Yeah,
I think
that
this
pylon going unscouted is still just
and
gonna whittle
GG.
away. Yeah.
Quick series there already. It's a pleasure casting with you. That
Yeah.
was
was
Starcraft.
It was very quick. I'm so tired from all this casting, man. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
It's it was a long
Need to
one.
go and have a nap now. I think
Yeah.
getting too old for this.
So yeah, that will conclude. That's RosscO 2-0 over Molten. Yeah, not the most dynamic series that we've seen today, but it certainly was one of the series that we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I'm not sure what the next series is going to be, but stay tuned, and I'm sure it'll be updated. Oh, it'll be Wiseman versus Distan.
Okay. Should be good.
Exciting. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next game.